Today our topic is preprocessor commands. So what is preprocessor command? We already learned in our previous lecture. Preprocessor is a command which performs before the compilation. Preprocessor only notices hash started statement. So if a statement started with hash, we call that statement is preprocessor command. Hash is called preprocessor directives. The directives can be placed anywhere in a program but are most often placed at the beginning of a program. So, you can write preprocessor command anywhere in the program but most often it is written at the beginning of a program. Each preprocessing directive must have its own line. The word after hash is called preprocessor command. Today we will learn hash define preprocessor command. So, hash define and hash undef. So what is macro? Macros are a piece of code in a program which is given some name. Whenever this name is encountered by the compiler replaces the name with the actual piece of code. So, macro has some name and in your total program, whenever compiler gets that name, compiler replaces that name by the piece of code. Hash define directive is used to define a macro. See here what is the syntax of hash define. First write hash define, then macro name, then character sequence. Like hash define pi 3.14 means pi is the macro name and the value of pi is 3.14. So in our total program, whenever compiler gets this pi, compiler replaces that pi by the value 3.14. In the same way, you can write hash define msg hello. So whenever in our total program, whenever compiler get this msg, then compiler replaces this msg by the string hello. Take one example. Hash define pi 3.14 means what? Pi in this program is called macro templates. And this 3.14 is called the corresponding macro expansions. So I want to calculate the area of a circle. So I declare one integer variable r and one float variable a and take the radius from the user. User give the value and it is stored in r. Now area equals to pi r square. So a equals to pi r square. So when we compile the program, before the source code passes to the compiler, it is examined by the C preprocessor for any macro definition, whether there is any macro definition or not. Yes, there is one macro definition. It is started by hash. So, hash defined pi 3.14 is there. Then, when it sees the hash defined directive, it goes through the entire program. It searches the entire program in search of the macro templates, whether there is any macro templates here. See here, the macro templates is there. Macro templates, wherever it finds one, get one, it replaces the macro template with the appropriate macro expansion. So pi will be replaced by appropriate macro expansion, that is 3.14. So pi will be replaced by macro expansion 3.14. Then only after this procedure has been completed, then the program handed over to the compiler. So after that, we calculate the value of area and get the result. So when we run the program, we get the actual result. So enter the radius of a circle, say 4. So we get the area. So in this way, hash define preprocessor command works. Now some ins and outs of preprocessor command. First is, in C programming, it is customary to use capital letters for macro templates. These make it easy for programmers to pick out all the macro templates when reading through the program. So here, see, here this macro is written by capital letter. It is not mandatory, but if you write it in capital letters, then it is easier to read. Macro template and macro expansion are separated by blanks or tabs. So Macro template it is pi and macro expansion it is 3.14 is separated by blanks or tabs. A space between hash and define is optional. You can give the space, you can omit the space. A macro definition is never to be terminated by a semicolon. Don't give any semicolon after macro definition. So why macros are useful? First is to simplify and reduce the amount of repetitive coding. If you simplify or if you want to reduce the repetitive coding, you can use macro. To reduce error caused by repetitive coding. If you do repetitive coding, error may occur. So, to reduce error, you can use macro definitions to make the program easier to read. Learn through different examples. A hash defined directive is many a times used to define operators as hash defined and logical and hash defined or logical AND. So, compiler replace this AND by logical and compiler replace this OR by logical OR. In this way, hash defined directive is many a time used as define operators. A hash defined directive could be used even to replace a condition. See here, hash defined and logical and here we use this and hash defined arrange, then here we use this and. This and will be replaced by this and logical and then if arrange, this arrange will be replaced by a greater than 25 logical and a less than 50. Another example is a hash defined directive could be used to replace even an entire C statement. See here, hash defined found printf this statement. So, in our total program when compiler get this found, see here it is there is found. So, it is replaced by this statement printf this statement. Okay. So, in our total program when compiler get this found, it is replaced by this printf statement. Sometimes macro is working like a function. So, how you can define macro like a function? Macros can have argument just as function can. See here, hash defined area x and it is expanded by 3.14 into x means what? In this program, wherever the preprocessor find the phrase area x, it expands into the statement 3.14 into x. So, the statement area R1 in the program causes the variable R1 to be substituted for x. So, here when it is area R1, so it is substituted by x is substituted by R1. So, thus the statement area R1 is equivalent to 3.14 R1 into R1 into R1. Same way for R2, it will be replaced by 3.14 into R2 into R2. After the above source code has passed through the preprocessor, what the compiler gets to work on will be this. See here, has defined area x 3.14 into x when I write R1 equals to 6.25 and R2 equals to 2.5 and when I write A equals to area R1, so it will be replaced, this area R1 will be replaced by this one. So it becomes 3.14 into R1 and R1 value is 6.25. So after calculation we get the result. In the same way area R2, so it will be replaced by 3.14 into R2 and R2 value is already initialized, so we get the result. So sometimes macro works like a function and we get the corresponding output. So can you tell me what is the output of this program? Here macro is has defined ABSA and expansion is A if A less than 0 return minus A otherwise A. So here it is ABS minus 1 and here it is ABS 1. So what will be the output? When it is ABS minus 1, then ABS minus 1, so it is replaced by is minus 1 less than 0. Yes or no? Yes. So it will return plus 1. And if it is ABS 1, so then it is replaced by this value. So if 1 less than 0, no, so it will return 1. So always we get the absolute value. So run the code. So absolute of -1 is 1, absolute of 1 is also 1. Now take another example. Now do it yourself and answer me what is the output of this program. Think for 5 seconds. Yes. So sum 3, 4 will be replaced by 3 plus 4. So the output will be sum of 3 and 4 is 7. Can you tell me what is the output of this program? So product 3 plus 2, 4 minus 6, this macro will be expanded by a comma b is a into b. So 3 plus 2 into 4 minus 6. Okay. So result should be 3 plus 2 means what? 5. 4 minus 6 means what? Minus 2. So 5 minus 2, it is minus 10. But when we run the program, we see the result. It is 5. Why so? Because it is expanded like this, 3 plus 2 into 4 minus 6. In place of A, it is 3 plus 2 and B, it is 4 minus 6. So after calculation, we get the result 5. So for getting the accurate result minus 10, you have to write in this way, A comma B, A into B. Now, when we run the program, see, now we get our required result minus 10. So here this bracket is necessary. Don't forget to give this bracket. So A into B here. First A means 3 plus 2. So it is 5. And B means 4 minus 6. So it is minus 2. We get minus 10. Now some ins and outs. Be careful not to leave a blank between the macro template and its argument while defining the macro. See here. If I write hash define area x, then area x will be replaced by the macro expansion 3.14 into x into x. But if I write hash define area, then there is one blank, then x into x 3. X into 3.14 into x means area will be replaced by the macro expansion x into 3.14 into x into x. So don't give this blank here. The meaning will be different then. Now see, what will be the output of this program? See here, the macro is square n, it is replaced by n into n. So 4 into 4, it is what? It is 4 into 4, 16. So 64 by 16, the result will be 4. But when you run the program, see, the result is still 64. Why so? Because it is expanded like 64 by 4 into 4 by 4 into 4. So 64 by 4, it is 16. 16 into 4, it is again 64. So for getting the exact result, you have to give one bracket there. So if I write n into n, then it becomes, first it will be replaced by within bracket 4 into 4, it is 16. So 64 by 16, it is 4. So now when we run the program, we get the value 4 here. Now difference between macros and functions. Macro, that is preprocessor, replaces macro template with its macro expansion in a stupid, unthinking, literal way. But in case of function, here the control is passed to a function along with certain arguments, some calculations are performed there, and a useful value is returned back. In case of macro, macro make the program faster. Here, no need to pass the control, so no extra time will be consumed. But in case of function, make the program slower, because here need to pass the control to the function, then some calculation will be done there, then again it is required to return the control. So this process is more time consuming. Macro increases the program size. The macro expansions are written within the program code, so increases the program size. But function is compact. No extra code is written there. Macro is pre-processed because it is done before compilation. But in case of function, function is compiled, done at the time of compilation. In case of macro, no type checking is required. But in case of function, argument and return type should be type checked. In case of macro, it is useful where small code appears many times. If the macro expansion is bigger, then program size is more bigger. But in case of function, it is useful where large code appears many times. Just make a separate function with large piece of code and call for many times. In case of macro, it does not check compile error because it is done before compilation. But in case of function, it checks compile error because it is done at the time of compilation. Now, hash undef. On some occasion, it may be desirable to cause a defined name to become undefined. This can be accomplished by means of the hash undef directive. In order to undefine a macro that has been earlier defined by hash define, the directive hash undef macro template is used. It is used to undefine a macro. See the example. Here hash define close 0. So in our total program, when close is appeared, it is replaced by 0. But till this line, when we write hash undef close, then after this line, when close is appeared, it is not replaced by the value 0. In this way, hash undef directive works. Now I want to say something. This chapter is very much important for MCQ practice. Many time in campusing or different competitive exam, the short question or MCQ comes from this chapter. So try to solve this problem and answer me in the comment section what is the output of this program. These are your homework. Try to solve this problem and answer me in the comment section what is the output of this program. Pause this video, try to solve this problem. I am waiting for your reply. For getting more and more updates, please subscribe my channel. That's all for today. Thank you.